I'm extremely excited now to welcome back to campus a true legend. Henry Aaron, nicknamed Hammering Hank, was born and raised around Mobile, Alabama. He grew from humble beginnings alongside 7 siblings. After high school, Henry went on to play baseball for the minor leagues and the Negro American League, but his standout performances there earned him 2 offers from Major League Baseball teams, one from the New York Giants and the other from the Braves. He accepted the offer from the Braves and went on to become one of baseball's most iconic figures. Henry played a record 21 seasons for the Milwaukee and Atlanta Braves and 2 seasons for the Milwaukee Brewers. For more than 3 decades, Henry held the record for the most career home runs, breaking the home run record set by another baseball great, Babe Ruth, in 1974. The chase that led up to that record-breaking 715th home run was marked with both excitement and controversy. More than 3,000 letters a day poured into the Braves headquarters in the weeks and months ahead of the momentous day, with many fans cheering him on, while other letters contained hate mail and even death threats, spewing racial hatred toward him, appalled that a black man might break what most considered baseball's most sacred record. During this time, Henry was required to hire a bodyguard and register under assumed names in hotels for his safety when the team traveled, even moved into temporary housing in Atlanta for a while. Henry Aaron quietly pushed on, game after game, run after run, not trying to inflame the situation, but speaking out when he could about the lack of opportunities for African Americans on and off the baseball field, and especially in the ownership and management ranks of baseball. While it is almost unimaginable today, it was a tough, anxiety-filled, and isolated time for him. When he hit that magical number 715, almost 400 feet from home plate into the Braves bullpen in left center field at 9:07 p.m. during the 4th inning of the Braves game against the Los Angeles Dodgers, pandemonium ensued. Fireworks exploded and a crowd of more than 53,000 roared for more than 10 minutes. He was mobbed at home plate by his team, his parents, and other friends and well-wishers. One of our trustees was even there that night. He ended his career with an unbelievable batting average, 755 home runs, 3,771 hits, 2,297 RBIs, 3 Gold Gloves, a World Series championship, and an MVP award. He was inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1982, and Major League Baseball introduced the Hank Aaron Award to recognize the top offensive players in each league in 1999. That same year, he was named to MLB's All-Century team. He retired from active play to the Atlanta Braves management team as an executive vice president, where he has continued to advocate for racial equality in baseball from the field to the front office. He was presented with the Presidential Citizens Medal in 2001 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002. His portrait hangs in the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. In a 2014 interview with USA Today on the 40th anniversary of his record-breaking home run, Mr. Aaron admitted, surprisingly, that he had kept many pieces of the hate mail that came his way in 1974. When asked why, he said, and I quote, "To remind myself that we are not that far removed from when I was chasing the record. If you think that, you are fooling yourself. A lot of things have happened in this country, but we have so far to go. We have moved in the right direction, and there have been improvements, but we still have a long way to go in this country." It has been said that Hank Aaron has been a model of humility, dignity, and quiet competence. We have witnessed that humility and grace firsthand here at Young Harris through his work as a member of our Board of Trustees from 2000 to 2008, and I've seen it through his generous philanthropy and his service on several state boards, such as the Georgia Ports Authority, where he served with my sister. Many of you know that he has a long-standing friendship with Governor Zell Miller. And Zell Miller said that he truly knew what being a celebrity was when he walked through the Baseball Hall of Fame with Henry and saw tourists realize that this legend was walking among them. When our college decided to construct a baseball stadium to be named in honor of Governor Miller, who both played and coached baseball here at Young Harris before entering public service, Henry Aaron not only gave generously to that project, but also assisted with raising funds, and we have a picture to that effect in our Zell and Shirley Miller Library. Henry has been a friend and advocate of Young Harris for many years and supported our decision to become a four-year institution, allowing you graduates to walk from this stage with a baccalaureate degree today. In 2014, we awarded him our Nancy Louise Hayes Stevenson Sanderson Robertson Outstanding Friend of the College Award for his generous contributions. Henry and his wife Billy live in Atlanta, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome him back to our campus, a great friend and a truly great American, Mr. Henry Aaron.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, President Cox, for your kind introduction. Thank you very much. You know, as I was walking on stage a moment ago, my wife told me, she said, if you'd have hit one more home run, you wouldn't be walking that way. You're walking straighter. I just want to say that whenever I hear so many nice things being said about me, it makes me think of the school teacher I heard about. Every new term, she would send a note home with each child, and it read, "Dear parent, if you promise not to believe everything your child said about what happened at school, I promise not to believe everything he said happened at home." Like many of you, I really miss my good friend, Governor Zell Miller. I wish he could have been with us. You know, Zell has been a big baseball fan all of his life. Some years ago, I had the privilege of taking him through the Hall of Fame at Cooperstown, and he was like a kid in a candy store. When the baseball facility here at Young Harris was being developed, Zell brought me up here several times to see the progress. I guess you might say that I caught the mountain lion spirit because I became a supporter of that project and a fan of everything about Young Harris. Zell also opened the door for me to become involved in the political world. I never ran for office, but through him, I got to know and support some of the fine people who have served on our state well. And of course, he would be right at the top of the list. And after all the challenge Zell has overcome in his life, I don't believe that even a broken hip can keep him on the bench very long. I know you all join me in praying that his recovery will be fast and complete. Now let me get right to the important business of the day. Congratulations to the Young Harris College graduating class of 2016. I understand that this is the biggest graduating class in the history of the college. As of today, Young Harris has nearly 190 new ambassadors to go out into the world and tell stories of this beautiful school up in the North Georgia mountain with its great academics and its rock-solid values. Let me also say congratulations to the parents, teachers, and friends who have helped these graduates reach this day. Nobody get anywhere in life that's worth going to without a whole lot of help. And here's a little story to show what I mean. A man was driving out in the country one day. His car skidded on a slick road and he wound up in the ditch. A farmer came along and offered to help him. The farmer said, "I'll go get Buddy and we'll pull you out." In a few minutes, the farmer came over the hill leading a horse, and the horse was wearing blindfold. The farmer hitched the horse up to the car, then he stepped back and yelled, "Pull, Dobin, pull." Nothing happened. Then the farmer yelled, "Pull, Thunder, pull," and again nothing happened. Then he hollered, "Pull, Red, pull." Still the horse didn't move. Finally the farmer yelled, "Pull, Buddy, pull," and the horse leaned forward and easily pulled the car out of the ditch. As the man thanked the farmer, he said, "I got to ask you, why does your horse wear a blindfold? And why did you call him those different names?" And the farmer answered, "If Buddy thinks he's the only one pulling, he won't have to try." So we all need to know that other folks are pulling with us and pulling for us, as long as we can be sure that we can find the strength for even the heaviest load. So I ask you seniors to take a moment and look around at all the people who's been helping you pull. And if you haven't already told them, thank them, then thank them again. Find an opportunity before the day is over or sometime soon to express your gratitude. A graduation ceremony on a beautiful spring morning like this makes me think of opening day of a baseball season. For a ball player, especially a young player who just made the roster, there's no other day like it. It's all blue sky and green grass. Everything seemed possible. There's excitement in the air. How will the game unfold? The question of this morning is, as you graduate from Young Harris, how will your game unfold once you left this place? Today I give you the same answer to that question that I would give to a rookie in spring training. Two things are going to determine how you perform. The first thing is the preparation you bring. The second thing is your dedication to keep growing, to keep learning, and to keep pushing yourself to get better. Let me say just a few words about these two factors of success. In baseball, it's a tremendous advantage if you've been taught by excellent coaches, if you paid attention to the guiding, and if you worked hard to develop your strength and overcome your weakness. That's what preparation is all about. Coming from young Harris College, each of you started the phase of your life with the advantage of great preparation. Think of the school's mission statement: educate, inspire, and empower. That's really all students can ask of his or her college. With that foundation, you are already as a winner in your own self. The degree you receive today confirms the quality of the academic preparation, as well as a personal effort you invest over the last 4 years. And there's one more thing about your and Harris preparation that will stand in good deed. This college, including students, alumni, faculty, and staff, is known for being strong and a loyal community. In baseball, some people call this team chemistry, and it's the mark of a winning organization. So I encourage you to take the caring community spirit of young Harris into your work, into your neighborhood, into your civic environment, into your church, in every part of your future. Which brings me to the second success factor I want to share, and that is the dedication to keep growing and learning and getting better at how you live your life. This is a process that never ends. There's always something new to discover, something fresh to enrich your own life and improve the lives of people you care about. It's the learning and growing that makes all the difference. I am 82 years old. When I was 22, which is the age of some of you, I was in my second season in a starting lineup for the Milwaukee Braves. The very next year, at age 23, I would play in a World Series with the Braves, in which we won over the New York Yankees. And I also would win the National League's Most Valuable Player. So I might sound like I was a pinnacle of the game at a very young age, but the truth is, I had a lot to learn about baseball and even more to learn about life. One thing I was learning is that living your life to the fullest is a lot more complicated than playing baseball. Let me share a story to show what I mean. It was the end of the 1957 season, and we was fighting the pennant. We was fighting for a pennant with the St. Louis Cardinals. We played the Cardinals at home in Milwaukee in the last series of the year. The pivotal game went into extra innings. I came up to the bat in the bottom of the 13th, and I hit a home run that won the game and put the Braves in the World Series. For pure joy, that was one of the best moments I have experienced as a player. The whole city was celebrating. We had set the baseball world on its ears. The next morning, I couldn't wait to see the Milwaukee Journal. I knew the story would be all over the front page, and there it was, a big picture of my teammates carrying me off the field. But something else was on the front page too. Down in Little Rock, Arkansas, the community was in an uproar over desegregation of the public schools. The other big picture and the headlines on the front page was one of the ugliest scenes you can imagine. People screaming and threatening some young black teenager for enrolling in what had been an all-white high school. Those students wasn't much younger than I was. Two pictures, two stories, but one big and one very evil. A person Trump, for me, didn't erase the reality of desegregation and oppression in the large world. It was a growth moment, and it kept on growing inside of me. I'm not by nature an outspoken person, but as time went on, I learned to become one. Looking back, in some ways, that front page set the stage for the rest of my career, and in fact, the rest of my life. I knew I had a role on the field to play, and the game of baseball at its best I could. I came to see that I also had a role beyond the field to speak up and speak out. I wanted to make my baseball career count for something bigger than home runs and runs batted in. I also realized that these roles was tied together. Hank Aaron, the ball player, was also Hank Aaron, the American citizen, who cared about civil rights and equal opportunity. If this brought criticism from some people, and it certainly did, then so be it. Ultimately, every individual has one set of values, and we need to live our values consistently in every part of our life. None of us can know the challenge we will be faced or the battle we will be called upon to fight. But I promise you this, at some point, you will come face to face with a situation that feels bigger than anything else in your life. You will face your own time of choice, time that makes you leave your comfort zone. This is what growth is all about. This is what I mean to live your value. So graduate of Young Harris College, this is your day. Each of you can take the field knowing that in life, like in baseball, there will be some runs and some hits and also some errors. And at the end of the day, the one thing you can control is your own best effort. So look around you again, just like you did earlier, at the people who are in your corner, your family, your friends, your mentors here at Young Harris College. They are celebrating your big day with high expectation that you will indeed live the best life you can live. They are counting on you to build on the great preparation you've gotten at this school. And they are trusting you to keep growing as a person in order to live your life the right way. We all owe this to each other. It's how we make the most of who we are as individuals. And it's how the world changes, little by little, and for better. Godspeed to each one of you, and thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
President Cox, I am pleased and privileged to present the candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Henry Hank Aaron.
Mr. Aaron, your larger-than-life reputation as one of the greatest baseball players and athletes of all times most certainly precedes you. But today, our graduates, their families, and our entire Young Harris College family have all been privileged to see and understand the superstar you really are as a gentleman of integrity, perseverance, compassion, wisdom, kindness, and humility. Your life and certainly your words today inspire us all and truly illustrate why you are considered one of America's greatest role models. For these reasons, it is our pleasure today to present you with an honorary doctorate degree. And by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Young Harris College, I confer upon you the Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations, Henry Aaron.